Lost in space. Lena had always been lost in her own thoughts. She would often find herself daydreaming, lost in the world of her own imagination. Her friends and family would often remark on how distant she seemed, as if she was always lost in another world. But as Lena grew older, her daydreams became more and more vivid. She would spend hours lost in thought, imagining herself as the hero of her own stories. In her mind, she was a brave adventurer, a cunning detective, and a fearless warrior. But the more time Lena spent lost in her own thoughts, the harder it became for her to connect with the real world. She would often forget where she was or what she was supposed to be doing, lost in the endless maze of her own imagination. It wasn't until Lena found herself completely lost, wandering the streets with no idea how she had gotten there, that she realized she needed help. She sought out a therapist who helped her learn to ground herself in the present and break free from the endless cycle of her own thoughts. It wasn't easy, but with time, Lena was able to find a balance between her rich inner world and the real world around her. She learned to appreciate the beauty of the present moment while still holding on to the magic of her own imagination. As Lena continued to work on being present, she found that her creativity blossomed in new ways. Instead of getting lost in her thoughts, she was able to channel her imagination into her art and writing. She began to create stories and paintings that were inspired by the world around her, while also drawing from the fantastical world she had created in her mind. Lena's newfound balance also helped her connect with others in a way she never had before. She was no longer lost in her own thoughts, but fully present in her interactions with others. She listened more deeply and was able to connect with people on a level she never thought possible. In the end, Lena realized that her rich inner world was a gift, but needed to be balanced with an appreciation for the real world. By learning to be present and connect with others, she was able to find a sense of fulfillment and purpose that she never thought possible. And while she still loved to get lost in her own thoughts from time to time, she knew that the real magic was in the world around her.